Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahawashi, peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. This is Brother Aaron, and today, brothers and sisters, we're going to jump into a quick little class concerning understanding a day. So let's jump into it. The dividing of a day. This is Genesis 1 and 3. And God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. And God saw the light, that it was good. And God divided the light from the darkness. And God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And the evening and the morning were the first day. So what we want to do, we want to focus in on the word divided. So we have two parts to a day. We have the light part of the day, then we have the darkness, which is called night. So we see here the evening unto night is the dark part of the day or the night. Then you have the morning to the day, which is the light day. So these two 12-hour periods consist of a 24-hour complete day. This is John 11 and 9. Yahawashi answered, "Are there not 12 hours in the day?" Now he's speaking of the light part of the day. This is Mark 14 and 30. And Yahawashi saith unto him, "Verily I say unto thee, that this day, even in this night, before the cock crow twice, thou shalt deny me thrice." So in this passage in Mark 14 and 30, Yahawashi is displaying the night part of the day. The evening. Genesis 1 and 5. So we see here the evening and the morning were the first day. So the evening, which we all know is the beginning of the darkness or the night. So let's get a New Testament precept. This is Matthew 16 and 2. He answered and said unto them, "When it is evening, ye say, it will be fair weather, for the sky is red." This is your evening sky. The beginning of a day. So we start the beginning of a day off with Genesis. You always have to go back to the beginning to find out what the order was, how the order was set up according to Yahweh. This is 1 and 5. And God called the light day, and the darkness he called night, and the evening and the morning were the first day. So when you look at the order established in Genesis 1, he starts the day off with the evening, then comes the morning, and then as the day ends, the evening comes back in. So your day starts with an evening, then it ends with the evening. So subsequently, if it ends with the evening, that evening will start the next day. So we see from Genesis 1, 8, 13, 19, 23, and 31, the same process from Genesis 1 and 5. The evening and the morning was the first day. The evening and the morning was the second day, and so on and so forth. So we'll jump down here to Genesis 1 and 31. And God saw everything that he had made, and behold, it was very good. And the evening and the morning were the sixth day. So like we say, we always want to go from the old to the new, bringing out these precepts. So let's bring out a New Testament precept for this Genesis 1 and 31. 15 and 42. And now when the evening was come, because it was the preparation, that is the day before the Sabbath. So the evening was come, and that was on the preparation, which is the sixth day. The sixth day, the sixth day comes in from the evening of Thursday to the evening of Friday. So this is your sixth day. Now, some will look at this and say, well, why didn't the Most High give an example of the seventh day? So this is where the confusion starts to come in, but there is an example of the seventh day within the scriptures. So we'll go ahead and bring that out. Nehemiah 13 and 19. And it came to pass that when the gates of Jerusalem began to be dark before the Sabbath, beginning to be dark is speaking of the evening, I commanded the gates should be shut and charged that they should not be open till after the Sabbath. And some of my servants set I at the gates, that there should be no burden brought in on the Sabbath day. Okay, so we see the examples given from Genesis Then we brought in a New Testament reference to validate the evening, starting the day. And then we brought in a Sabbath reference from Nehemiah 13 and 19. Understanding the day through the Passover. Exodus 12 and 18, the first month, on the 14th day of the month, at even, you shall eat unleavened bread until the 21st day of the month at even, 7 days. So the Most High gave the instructions. The first day was to start at the 14th day at even, and then end at the 21st day at even. That's 7 days. He's still following the same protocols from Genesis. The day is starting at the evening, and then it's also ending in the evening. This is Mark 14 and 12. And the first day of unleavened bread, when they killed the Passover, his disciples said unto him, Where wilt thou that we go and prepare that thou mayest eat the Passover? So we're coming into the New Testament to bring another example to flow with the Exodus 12 and 18. So we see here that the first day of unleavened bread is come. It'll have to follow the same protocol as Exodus 12 and 18. At even is when the first day of unleavened bread would start. So let's bring out the rest of the precepts. Mark 14 and 27, and Yahawashi saith unto them, All ye shall be offended because of me this night. Now this is the first day of unleavened bread, and Yahawashi is speaking of nighttime. So you see how it's lining all up from the old to the new. Let's bring out the last precept. Mark 14 and 30, and Yahawashi saith unto him, Verily I say unto thee, that this day, even in this night, before the cock crow twice, thou shalt deny me thrice. So we see that this day, speaking of the first day of unleavened bread, in the night. So it's all lining up, brothers and sisters. So let's bring out an example inside of the Day of Atonement. Understanding a day through the Day of Atonement. Leviticus 23 and 32, It shall be unto you a Sabbath of rest, and ye shall afflict your souls in the 9th day of the month at even, from even unto even shall ye celebrate your Sabbath. So it's following the same protocol as the Genesis, likewise with the Passover. So the 9th day at even until even, that would be your 10th day. So the end of the 9th day will begin your 10th day, and then the 10th day will end at even. This is Leviticus 23 and 27. Also on the 10th day of this 7th month, there shall be a day of atonement. So we see that 9th day of the month at even, from even unto even, is the 10th day. The law concerning a dead body. This is Numbers 19 and 14. This is the law when a man dieth in a tent. All that come into the tent and all that is in the tent shall be unclean 7 days. And every open vessel which hath no covering bound upon it is unclean. And whosoever toucheth one that is slain with the sword in the open fields, or a dead body, or a bone of a man, or a grave, shall be unclean 7 days. And for an unclean person they shall take of the ashes of the burnt heifer of purification for sin, and running water shall be put thereto in a vessel. And a clean person shall take hyssop and dip it in the water, and sprinkle it upon the tent, and upon all the vessels, and upon the person that were there, and upon him that toucheth a bone, or one slain, or one dead, or a grave. And the clean person shall sprinkle upon the unclean on the 3rd day and on the 7th day. And on the 7th day he shall purify himself, and wash his clothes, and bathe himself in water, and shall be clean at even. So why is it showing that he shall be clean at even? Because that's the beginning of the 8th day. So the law concerning a dead body states that you shall be unclean for 7 days. So obviously after that 7th day would begin the 8th day, which is why in verse 19, after the 7th day, he shall be clean at even. Okay, so all of these are lining up with the with the Day of Atonement, with the Passover, and likewise with Genesis. So let's move on. The light day and the first day. Now, this is what is bringing confusion to brothers and sisters concerning the Sabbath. For those who believe that the Sabbath begins in the morning time. So let's go into it. So the light day. This is the part of the day, speaking of the morning to the daytime. This is the complete day, speaking of the evening and night, plus the morning and the daytime. So when you think of a day consists of the night, the evening to night, and the morning to day. But then in the scriptures, you'll see the light part of the day, as in they rose up early in the morning, or they did that work this day. Majority of the time, you have to get an understanding of what the scripture is speaking of. Is it speaking of the 24-hour day, or is it speaking of the light part of the day? So we see here in Genesis 1 and 5, you have the light day, and the day is capitalized. Then you have the first day, and the day is lowercase. So there's a distinction between the light day and the first day. The morning were the first day. This is of the beginning of a day. So that's your light day right there. Then when you speak of the first day, that's the day or 24-hour period. And this is Matthew 28 and 1. Now, this is the one that's bringing a lot of problems for individuals who believe that the Sabbath begins in the morning. So they'll read Matthew 28 and 1. Now, when you read the scriptures, you have to know and understand. You can't read it like a novel and get the understanding. You have to get the understanding through precepts. So let's go ahead and read this Matthew 28 and 1. In the end of the Sabbath, as it began to dawn toward the first day of the week. Now, those who believe that the Sabbath starts in the morning time will just blend in the end of the Sabbath with the morning time. But let's get another version of this Matthew 28 and 1. This is Matthew 28 and 1, NIV version. After the Sabbath, at dawn on the first day of the week, Mary Magdalene and the other Mary went to look at the tomb. So we see here after the Sabbath. When is the Sabbath? From Friday evening to Saturday evening. So at Saturday evening, which would have been nighttime coming in, Mary Magdalene and Mary would have went to sleep. They would have rose up early in the morning to visit the sepulchre on the first day of the week. This is how you would understand this passage. But those who read that Matthew 28 and 1 in the King James and don't understand the precepts from Genesis about the Passover and also of the Day of Atonement and also of concerning the dead body, they wouldn't understand this. And so they'll begin to celebrate the Sabbath when the sun rises. And they'll be breaking the Sabbath because they would more than likely be buying something on Friday evening, which would be against the law. So we want to keep you, brothers and sisters, from breaking that law. So this is the last passage. This is Psalms 119, 104. Through thy precepts I get understanding, therefore I hate every false way. So brothers and sisters, this is how you get the understanding of these scriptures, through the precepts. Understanding a day summary. A day is divided into two parts. The light part of a day is called the day, and the dark part of a day is the night. The beginning of the day part of the day is called the morning. The beginning of the night part of the day is called evening. The beginning of all days start at evening and end at evening. The Passover and Day of Atonement proves a day begins in the evening. The law of concerning a dead body proves a day begins in the evening. The weekly Sabbath begins Friday evening to Saturday evening. There is confusion with the light part of the day and a complete 24-hour day, which causes many to believe the Sabbath begins in the morning. And with that, I'd like to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahawashi, peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. Shalom.